We're going. So, first topic, Death Stranding. Lizzie's been playing in 20 hours, you said?
About
20 hours, her Amazon
Have a
Prime
good
hours.
story. It's all right gameplay. It's very easy.
To smoke a blunt. I'm not smoking a blunt. The blunt's sitting right there. You want to assume?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute that because he's getting yelled at by his girl. Um, uh, so tell us about it. Is it worth $60?
First of all, no game's worth $60, but that's the price that we have to pay. So
The reason I paid $60 to play it was because I wanted to watch the story, but I didn't want to watch it before I played the game. If that makes sense.
I have another question, and it correlates to the last question. How do you feel that your man speaks for you, and he doesn't trust you to speak by yourself?
what?
I don't know. That's a heavy-handed question.
Very.
I didn't feel like he did that. This podcast isn't Jerry Springer. Might as well just unmute Fred.
You're right. Let me do that. But how do you feeling about that? You didn't put in no time and he speaks for you. How do you feel about that?
I think he was just interjecting his opinion of the game.
And plus, there were just good intentions.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly. The intentions behind it were pure.
He's been back less than 24 hours. He's already speaking for you. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that game's whack. Don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, let me stop going down this line. So yeah, tell us about the game.
I feel like the story is the best part, but like the gameplay is fun. I just like delivering things. I don't know what to say. It's just like relaxing. So I was talking to Ricardo about it, how it's like how Siege makes you really anxious and like makes your adrenaline pump, but Death Stranding just makes you feel really relaxed. So it's just a different type of game.
So how do we feel about? Sorry, I don't mean to be switching topics, but
Stop speaking for me. Oh my god.
This relationship is very shaky right now. You heard it first.
Thanks to this podcast.
Powerful podcast.
So, what about these free PlayStation Plus games this month? Since we're talking about games,
2 was too scary for me.
I thought Neo wasn't that good. Like, I don't know. I really don't like arcade style adventure games like that.
Is it arcade? It's like the Death Soul. I mean, Demon Soul. My fault. Demon Soul type games. You don't like those?
Not really. I think Outlast was probably the better free game this month. Just because of like suspense and stuff like that.
Plus, I would have paid like $20 for it, $15 for it.
Oh, did you guys beat it?
No, like it was too scary to beat. I said, so I'll come back to it.
All right. Let's go to the first official topic.
Yo, do we have any topics regarding this impeachment process? I think we probably should leave politics out of the podcast, but I just wanted to bring this up real quick. I absolutely hate politics in this country right now, especially like the whole Democratic Party, how we have so many candidates. I feel like we have oversaturated the Democratic Party with candidates running for president, and it's going to make Trump win a second term because everybody's not going to know who the fuck to choose. We got too many people telling us the same shit, and everyone's trying to like almost be like Trump in order to beat Trump. Like they want to bring up that divisiveness instead of trying to bring both sides together. Like the more divided we are, the worse it's going to get. We have to have common ground stand on, or else no one's gonna be able to stand up. That's just my take on it.
All right. Well,
Also, that Asian dude who's running for president, he wants us to have our rights over our information. So that means like companies have to pay us to use our information, which is not happening now because the conglomerates are making money off our information. So
okay. You're jumping around a little bit, but
what
so
do you
the
mean?
first part,
Still on politics? How am I jumping around?
the
It's
first
the
part,
same fucking way.
the first part, Donald Trump, and first of all, the the left is too weak right now. There's too many of them, like you said, yes, but they're all pandering to get something out. And do I really care who wins on the left hand side? Kind of, sorta. It's like a catch-22 with them. They're all over the place. I don't know what they want to do in life. Um, Elizabeth Warren, she's like 3% Native American. She just threw that out there for no apparent reason.
You know, first of all, people try to do whatever they can to get the votes, my nigga. Like, somebody's gonna be like, yo, I'm Octoroon, I'm 1/8 black, or, you know, my parents helped abolish slavery or some stupid shit like that. People do what it takes to get certain fan bases so they'll look better. But will they instill the values of those fan bases that they're trying to get? I don't know. I really don't think so. The only person I feel that would give anybody any kind of hope outside of the bullshit that's going on right now is Bernie Sanders. I feel like he's the only one that cares, and that motherfucker's like on his deathbed. But I'm still gonna vote for him, even if he's only gonna last like 6 months in office.
You may have you did spits out some facts about that. Well, they all just want to get in. First of all, just running in general just gets you the notoriety. So you don't have to actually win to get to justify your ends. Like you people don't. Most of these guys don't. I feel like they're not running to actually win. They're running just to get their name out there so that they can do things later on. They don't expect to win.
Because honestly, there's a lot of seats in our government that don't have term limits. So there's definitely some people who's been in the game for like 30 fucking years sitting in the same goddamn seat. And sometimes you need a pair of fresh eyes in order to make a change.
True.
Like, come on. There's probably still people in office who's been in the game of politics before black people were given the right to vote.
These are facts.
Like, look at the Supreme Court. Those seats are for life whenever you're ready to retire. So, you know, there are some people who die as judges still.
The real problem with those is that they're in that seat for too long. Like they're out of touch with what's going on in general. Like they still have the old mindset. My whole thing about old people is that at a certain point, when you reach a certain age, I feel like the things you've learned you can't unlearn at a certain point. Like you have to be you have to be you have to be you have to know that there's something there's things you have to unlearn. Like when growing up, you've learned something and then slowly you've learned the opposite. Like what you've learned the first half of your life doesn't actually hold up.
Oh, Boo said he can't join the meeting.
Yeah, I know.
Something's
I'm sending it to him again.
Oh.
But some of these guys, they're like hidden racist. Like there's a lot of things like not just racist. They just don't care about people who are poor, and if you're more well off, they have a softer spot for you. It's like little things like the judge you let that rapist Brock Turner. You know the guy who fucking raped that girl behind the dumpster?
Oh yeah.
He got off scot-free and he kept fucking up after that. So, it was just like the the wealth system. I should say the wealth system. The people with money, they live by a completely different set of rules, and the people with power is the same way. So it's
it's.
man.
I don't mean to switch topics, but we're talking about people with money and power and living by different rules. Look at the Scientologists. They can get away with literal murder, and they handle it in house. So don't do the Hasids. You know, Hasidic Jews.
Yeah.
They handle everything in house. Like if kids are getting raped, they handle that in house.
The Hasidic Jews are they first of all they need to be watched. Their thing is it's kind of dangerous. From what I've looked into that, hold on, let me make sure I'm talking about the right Jews. Those are the ones that
with the curls and the
yes.
hats.
Okay, so their thing is from what I gotta look into this more. I'm probably speaking out of turn. Like they get all these government benefits because their lifestyle, like they're choosing to be a certain way, and they're having the government pay for them. So like they don't use electricity or whatnot. Some of them are not supposed to use electricity. And they're both saying this olden time mind frame.
No, are you? I think you might be talking about Amish people.
I think I am talking about Amish. My
'Cause-
fault.
Yeah.
Those ones. See, I told you I might be talking about the right one. Those ones I have a problem with.
Do you think Amish people live by incest? Because they don't really fuck with the outside world.
I mean, at some point they're gonna be banging their cousin if they're not already.
Um,
I had a question on that, right? What age does pedophilia stop?
Stop.
0.
0?
No. Listen, because a white man told me today, because I was talking about a situation at work where this girl had an ego and she's a young girl, and she's always snapping, and I was like, she was like, why are people always staring at me? I'm like, first of all, you work in a grocery store at a cash register. People are gonna stare at you. But whatever, so she be flipping out when people. But you know, that's stupid. But anyways, so I was like, yeah, you know, you're a young, beautiful black princess without sounding like a pedophile. But the white man told me, he was like, you're not a pedophile. Pedophile is somebody that's younger, that can't think for themselves, like an 8-year-old. He was like, back in the days, if it bleeds, it breeds. I was like,
Yo, whoever just told that line itself is, I would have pressed charges by him even saying that type of shit. He's on a watch.
But you gotta think. No, but you really gotta think about it, because in other countries, when women reach a certain age, they, like in Africa, you get circumcised and shit like that, and they don't have a choice. And some people, even in Europe countries, like them Arabs, they get married at a young age.
And India, some of those arranged marriages.
So France is one of the worst offenders, though. France is one of the worst offenders.
Think about it. Is it American culture that finds it pedophile, or is it just society standards?
Oh my God, you're making me sound like a real creep. Some of these states in the U.S. are all over the place. Their number's like 16.
I know in some places are 15, and
I don't even know what to say, man.
But that's what I'm saying, though. So is it a society standpoint that we find?
And the olden days, people didn't live that long.
That too.
So exactly.
So when did it change in society standard that, okay, we gotta stop fucking 13-year-olds? Not for real. Like, let's really think about it.
I don't feel comfortable with this, dog. Getting this shit.
No, you gotta create
I don't
the
know
content.
if we can put this on the internet.
Dog, I'm putting this on there. You lucky you changed his picture, though.
Even if I did it, it's the truth. Because, like you say, you still got countries that 15-year-olds, some places inside the U.S. that 15, 16-year-olds is different statutes of limitation.
I don't know, man. Technically, if your parents said it's okay, it's whatever age.
So just hypothetically, not saying me, hypothetically, people listening. So I was saying I'm a 34-year-old guy, and I was like, parents gave me a 16-year-old to marry, whatnot. Am I considered a pedophile if I got permission?
Legally,
But the laws, we all know
it's
laws were
crazy.
made by white men in favor for them.
Well, then again, you also have state laws and federal laws. So
Yeah, but if you're in like a small town, I don't know. It's mad creepy. I personally, I'll only speak for myself. That shit just sounds weird.
But it goes back to culture. I mean, society standards. Like, when did this become socially awkward? Because think about it. If we grew up in those times, we would find it okay. You'd be like, all right, yeah, 34, you marry my 16, that's fine.
What you're basically saying, well, Kelly did.
I mean,
leave R. Kelly alone.
nah, I'm just saying, legally and federally, it wasn't all right. But at the end of the day, we all know those parents probably got bribed. Not even bribed. They probably accepted it because they were getting paid. Because at the end of the day, I still say to this day, there's no way in the U.S. world that your kid's not showing up for a few days for school. Parents ain't calling.
They didn't
DUI
even
ain't
talk about
involved.
it.
The state ain't coming through.
Yo, there was this show on Netflix me and Lizzie was watching about this family who pretty much let this guy rape their daughter because he also had sexual relations with the parents as well. But he only did that to get to the daughter.
But is it rape, though, if the parents know about it?
That's definitely rape.
Fuck.
Oh, we have Benji in this.
Yeah, Benji's in here.
But I'm just, for real, though, is it rape if the parents know about it? Because society said, no,
that's
just the society stigma that was put a label on.
Yo, Nambla, you need to calm the fuck down right now. I'm not fucking with you. What you trying to pass out here, right? I'm not taking one of your pamphlets, right?
Shit. I'm just trying to create conversation.
Yo, that shit. Yo, at the end of the day,
it's just like growing up in a Christian household, right? You can't be gay. That's against the Bible and shit. And you find out your son's gay. So, but by law and society standards, it's okay to be gay. But you know what I mean? It's a sin and all it is.
So, is there really a separation between religion and fundamental rules of society?
Exactly.
Does religion trump
There's no separation.
social norms?
I think there is, because certain cultures you can't be gay, certain things are like that, but there's no laws about that. But it's just culturally and it's a culturally stigma.
Right, but at the same time, it's not separated because the U.S. is so based on God morals, just like in the dollar bill and God we trust, right? So
but
how is
all money ain't good money, though.
Doesn't matter. As long as you bring God's name into the situation, that's when it's religious at that point.
I don't know how I feel about this conversation.
I mean, religious standpoint, a lot of people have different interpretations of religion.
It's a little weird.
Because I feel like Christian is a business. Because back in the days, Christians used to pay for indulgences, and if you wasn't a Christian, they would kill you. Christians used to kill people.
They still do.
Exactly. So it's just like, if God's teaching us this and that, and our society is teaching us certain things when we grow up, do we challenge our masters, or do we just change the stigma? Or do we live by the same rules we was brought up with?
All right.
When did things change?
Are you still talking about? Here's the thing. I can't answer your question because you're still talking about underage kids. So I can't give you an answer for that.
I mean, preachers get to rape kids. Do you think that their sins are forgiven?
Yeah, they're definitely not forgiven. First of all, the Catholic Church has been burned. The Pope
we were
needs to
brought
get
up
it.
that you go if you kill somebody on Saturday, you go to church on Sunday and repent. You good?
Well, the Pope is still covering for little boy touchers. So I can't co-sign him. Um, that whole well, almost all religion have an out for the people who follow them. Those some people believe in the whole you get a whole bunch of virgins after you kill yourself. So they all get like an ace to
Yeah. So
entice
some
people to
people
come in
believe.
there.
So some people believe on your deathbed, if you repent, you're going to heaven. So heaven must be filled.
You know.
I believe in reincarnation.
Do you?
Yep.
You sound too cheery for my liking. You didn't answer none of the questions about the whole little how old is 16 really? You didn't answer none of those questions. How about you answer one of those?
Well, honestly, like your mind's not fully developed until you're 25, so I feel like it depends on like how
So let me ask you a
old
question.
they are and how mature
never
they are mentally.
When you was in middle school or high school, you never been attracted to an older man that you saw walking down the street, or like?
I feel like even if I was attracted to them, like that doesn't mean it's appropriate.
I mean, I was in high school many years ago, and it was just there's a lot of promiscuous children, so it's just like.
Well, definitely nowadays too, because you can't tell how old these girls are when they wear makeup if they're like 12 or 25.
Yeah,
and like
it's the school milk.
middle school.
It's the school milk.
I feel like I don't know. They're just trying to be like what they see in society.
And they see Nicki Minaj,
And
Cardi
B,
B,
exactly.
so they want to imitate. They're like, oh, but I mean, so who do we blame for this stuff? Them or the parents or the guy? Because I feel like sometimes it ain't the guy's fault, it be the kid's fault. Because like you said, there's kids that do look like they're 25.
I also believe.
I feel like it's society's fault for orchestrating it.
I would like to use this to segue into another topic about societal norms and how we are pushing like this kind of culture onto younger and younger children. I feel like a lot of this like sexual desire is being targeted to younger and younger.
No, definitely. Yo, you know how many times I be on a train and buses. I'm a city kid. You know how many times I be on a train and buses, 13-year-olds talking, yeah, I stick my dick in that. Yeah, I fucked it last week. Like, bro, you don't even know your stroke game. Like, I know you ain't like, oh, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I know people 100% they hear this. It's just like when kids are outside the house, they use a nigga, talking gangster, this and that. You don't think? I think kids are doing the same thing. So it's just like the sexual desire. You're right, is at an all-time high. But where is the line drawn?
Yeah. Only when an older man steps in to the picture.
Because I mean,
first, at the end of the day, like these little girls can like dress and do whatever they want to do, kind of present themselves in a certain type of way, and no one really bats an eye until an older man catches attention and starts to react.
So again, so it brings back. So is T.I. wrong for being in his daughter's life the way he is?
Not really. I told you. It's not really, but his wife gave birth to like one of her first.
No, but the daughter that he was getting the hymen check is his daughter and Tiny's daughter.
No, it's his daughter. It's not Tiny's daughter.
No, oh yeah, she's 18. Okay, yeah.
It's his daughter, and this happened a couple years ago. She was 16 at the time. She's 18 now. This is old. He was talking about something that happened older prior when she was still a minor.
But is he mad? But is he wrong for being that type of way? As
Yo,
we'll just call him a strict father. He's a strict father, basically.
Yo, either or. If he's strict on her, if he wasn't in her life, he will be mad. The bottom line is he's in her life. Can you be mad at him being in her life? No. Is that a little much? I feel like that might be a little much, but here's the thing. I feel like
we know how these kids
mom,
are nowadays.
I feel like something her mom should have been a part of. But if her mom's not in the picture like that, and that's his daughter, like not really Tiny's daughter, I feel like he has to step it up. He probably was teaching her all types of shit.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure him growing up, he know what these kids were doing, just like we know what these kids are doing now. So are we wrong for trying to prevent the same mistakes that we seen?
I don't think it's a little weird, but I'm not in a situation, but I can't blame him if you have, we're technically glorifying underage kids having kids, teen mom and shit like that. We're making them We're making them stars. Like we're showing like, oh, this week they had a baby, blah blah blah. Their life is so hard. Now they're getting married. Like they have all this extra shit. They're exploiting the shit out of them. Teen Mom is a show. I don't know why they even allow that, but like I'm saying, if you take it to that extent, I don't think he's wrong.
He's not. I mean,
he's wrong for telling people. He's wrong for telling people that.
Knowing how society is right now, he definitely is. But I guess
that's weird.
He was confident.
That's weird. It's like someone be like, "Yo, your mom is like my mom is old and senile and shit," and I give her baths. Like, why would you say some shit like that? You understand? Like, why would you put that out there? That's some shit you don't need to tell people. Like, 'cause it doesn't make sense. It's like, yo, why would he say all that information and put it out there?
Because maybe this could be a pro and a con. Like, people need to, because this starts a conversation to be like, damn, what kids is doing nowadays that he has to be that strict?
Nah.
And we know what they're doing nowadays. Either they jumping, shooting, stabbing. So, I mean, it's just like, let's bring it to a point. Hypothetically, right? I know a lot of white people that be teaching their kids their guns, how to use them and shit like that. I feel like that's wrong because now when that kid goes to school and he gets beat up, he know how to work a gun. And then when he goes school shootings happen.
But, to kind of expand on that situation with the white kids doing all that extra stuff, I mean, if you notice when you're watching, these Teen Mom shows, I mean, 99% of like the mother is white. At least personally, I haven't really seen any black people on that show.
I haven't, because I don't think we're stupid enough to be like, yo, my daughter's pregnant.
I don't agree because I actually watch Teen Mom, and there's actually a mix of white, black, Hispanic, and all that.
Someone came out from the basement and joined us on the podcast.
Yeah,
welcome. I'm not saying I'm not making a white or black thing. Like that's not important to me. The overall is putting a camera in their face and letting them explain that. That's the problem. Like you're kind of rewarding them for this type of behavior. Like most of them don't finish school.
I think that is basically them trying to explain to other young people not to have kids. That's basically what that show is about. So they can see how hard it is to raise a baby and being a kid at the same time.
Not really.
Okay, but there's a new batch of them every season.
Not really, because their mom be like cool with it. You know what I mean? Majority, like, they're not really, I understand certain, like, from the episodes I watch, I've seen some kids get kicked out or whatever, but they do a lot better than some people.
You actually do research on the show and actually look up the stuff and follow through with the show, because that's what I do.
I mean, it's all choreographed. We all know that. Ain't no realness to it besides they getting pregnant.
Yo, here's another step. We're shitting on them because they got pregnant and they're on a TV show. But the other step is like most of these people are like low income, so they're doing it for the money. If you're in that predicament, I can't really be mad at you. But the TV station promoting it, I can be mad at you for promoting this. Like they can say that they're trying to do this and this, but the overall thing, like you're shoving your camera. Some of these people, their only aspiration is just to be on TV. So
Exactly.
they'll get knocked up to be on TV, coast that shit for let's say 2 seasons, coast it for 2 seasons, and if their life really gets fucked up, they'll probably bring them back on TV and be like, "Oh, after Teen Mom, such and such years later, my life has went to shit. I lost my kids." Like they'll do it just for the ratings. Like,
And they do have that. They have Life After Teen Mom and shit. And they do have that. But my thing is, from bouncing off what you're going on, it's just like, at the end of the day, it's just like these people are celebrities, and you know they're gonna be idols in some kids' eyes to be like, oh, she made it on TV being pregnant. It's kind of cool because we know her life. So why nobody's know my life? You know what I mean? It's just like Meg Thee Stallion, people like that. It's just like, oh, now chicks think they got the knees. They can fucking bounce like a horse and shit. Or they can twerk. Like, there's been times where I was at a cookout personally, and I saw people letting their parents are letting their kids twerk and shit. I find it disgusting.
That's because them parents have no respect for themselves, and those parents.
I mean, they're going off what they see on TV. That it's normalized. That it's cool to have your kids free dancing like that. It's cute. Things become cute nowadays.
Are young and dumb.
Everybody can have kids, but not everybody can be actual parents.
True.
That whole how we got here was a real train wreck.
No, but that was great. It starts a conversation.
That shit
it brings people out the woodwork.
That shit was real weird, but
I learned something from it.
Bringing it back.
I was gonna say now we can segue into the music industry since we're talking about the music industry.
And I gotta go find my topics.
People feel like the artists that we listen to have 100% of say on what they can produce, when actually that's not the case. Because these music companies only produce what is profitable. So when these artists go off topic, we don't see them anymore. Or they get put on the afterburner and someone new comes up. So it's like a lot of our culture is defined on what these music executives and music companies want us to think is cool. Agree or disagree?
The industry is artificial though. Most people come up, it's artificial, like they're a plant. They can monetize you a certain way. Just some people it's the same way. Like that whole.
You think Tekashi 6ix9ine is really like that, or is that what his music company made us believe he's like?
Why can't he be like that? What I mean is that most people put up a front how they really are anyway. So he can just be lying. He can just be lying on camera.
But right? Is that something they have to do in order to be paid? Like, are they actors instead of rappers?
Yeah, most of them are actors.
How do we feel like about some of these rappers who have like certain degrees and are rappers? Do you feel like they use that to monetize their career, as in like adding to their character?
So we're talking about like Little John?
I feel like for that, like somebody like Swiss Beats is definitely, it's a teaching, because it's like the music industry ain't nothing. You can't make music forever. He only got a business degree.
So the music industry itself, you're not gonna make millions off the music itself.
You can, but you're not gonna do it forever.
That's not the route most of them even go by. Like, you're not making millions off your music itself. There's other things you have to profit off of. There's the merch. There's other avenues, like you putting your face out there, doing commercials and shit like that, promoting, doing all these other side things is what's gonna get you money in the longer run. Like, you have to attach your name to something so that your name can just carry on. No one's really making all their money off music anymore. Jay-Z ain't making most of his money on music.
Exactly, and that's why you have so many one-hit wonders nowadays, because they come in and don't really have a real following, and just like what Bosch said, they don't attach themselves, or at least they didn't get the opportunity to really attach themselves to any brands, any sponsors, any shows, etc., etc. That's why they just completely just fall off the face of the earth. You never hear from them again.
All I'm saying, Taylor Swift has played her career the best it can possibly be. She's the great white hope. No slander upon her. All right. Her her crocodile tears will solve any problem she has. All right. No slander on Taylor Swift. That's all I'm saying. She can get caught on a recording about someone calling her a bitch and she did not accept that and talking about they slept with her, and she can still cry her way out of it. It's just the way you play the game. The game's not meant for everybody to win.
So how do you feel about, we're talking about rappers and celebrities, how do we feel about Kim Kardashian trying to become a lawyer and a justice for criminal reform?
I think it's a joke.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, first of all, she's going to online classes, which is easy because some states have it where you cannot go to school for it. You can do a 6 months course and become a legal fucking person. Where some states where you have to go to college and do the bar exam and all of this shit. Where I think in California she don't.
Okay, you're taking. I feel like you're angry at her because of her name and her brand. You're not looking at the overall picture. The people who are in prison that she's helping get out don't give a fuck about all that extra shit you talking about.
I feel you.
They're putting these people are putting in real time.
But people have been trying to get people out of prisons for years before she came along. I understand she came along and she glorified helping people to get out. But at the end of the day, it's only because of her status and how she's doing it.
But here's the thing. There's people around her who's actually putting in work. She just has her following and they're just keeping it in the news. Like there's two parts to it. The part that she's actually helping people, and there's the actual Kardashian machine. Because before she was doing all this, she was just a person who got black dick in her and had a couple kids and slept with a bunch of rappers. That's all that was. And one of the kids may be OJ's daughter. That's literally all it was. So the Smiths have come up in their own lane, all positive, blah, 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 looking at the future. They're like the complete opposite. At some point, Kim has to take the reins of a whole family shit and put it on her back again. Because she brought her family to the forefront before. Now she's bringing it to another level. You can't be mad at her because at the end of the day, she's doing positive stuff, but you can still hate her as a person. I'm not saying don't hate her, but what she's doing is actually helping people. I can't be mad at her.
I feel like the only reason she has to do that is because we really do need a criminal justice reform, because there's too many loopholes in the law that you can get away with. And the only people who really know those loopholes are the ones with money.
Exactly. Even though we know the laws were made by white people.
All right, man. You're making this too much of a white thing. Like, it's white. All right, you gotta say it correctly. It's white. All right.
Quite.
That's how it's pronounced.
Since we're talking about criminal justice and stuff, what about that dude who was going to get executed in Texas, Rodney Reed, I believe? A stay of execution for another 120-something days.
But don't they have proof that he didn't do it?
Yeah, but nobody cares because the law is whatever they want it to be. They don't care that he's innocent. They just want him to die for the murder. His family, the girl's family is very adamant about it, even though he's innocent.
I mean, they at the end of the day, they got to cover up. They can't look like lies and have this man in jail for X amount of years and they were wrong.
He'll get it.
It happens every day. And it's in Texas. Texas is taking way too many L's this year.
Here's the thing. He'll probably get out, right? He'll probably get out. And Texas will probably do some bullshit like, yo, we'll give you like $10,000 because we kept you in jail all this time. Because that's what they can do. Like, they can be like, all right, here, $10,000, get the fuck out. It's not going to be a big enough story, though. Like, he'll probably get out. If he gets executed, that's a different story. But they'll let him out to let it go under the rug. Like, hey, you were wrong, blah, blah, blah. They'll say a little speech.
Here's $1.
Here's $2. Here's some nega pennies. Pick up your nega pennies, get the fuck out of it. That's probably what it'll be. Like, here's the thing. Unless that guy was gay, no one gives a fuck about him. Because I don't want to detour the story, but I'm just gonna give another example. There's like a gay cop who had to tone down his game. He was getting 90 mil. But Stando Castile, I'm not pronouncing his name, but you know who I'm talking about. The guy who got shot in the car with his kids and shit in the car. They gave him $4. They gave his family $4 after they shot him in the car, and he specifically told cops what was up. So if you're just black, the best you can do is get out of the jail. That's the best you can do. Nobody's gonna give a fuck about anything after that.
No bullshit. Just like that girl that got out. What's it, Centoya Brown or some shit?
Yo, she shot her rapist, and they were like, "Nah, you going to jail."
And mind you, she was like a child of sex trafficking, so the shit's crazy.
But I feel like it was a little premeditated, though. Just a little.
I'm sorry. If someone's raping you continuously, how is it not going to be premeditated? I don't even understand, like.
Because there's a lot of situations that happen. Not saying to premeditate, but people go through things and bang, they like, yo, they had enough.
Yo, it's continuously rape. Like, I don't understand. I may be taking it a certain way, but if like, how is it not? This person continuously raping you. So at some point, your nose didn't show back up again. Like, I don't. Like, what does that mean?
No, I'm not excusing the rape part, but I'm just saying it's a little premeditated. It's just like somebody that's always beating you, wife, say your husband's always coming home beating you, you decided to shoot him one day. It's just like premeditated. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying she's wrong or the dude's wrong. I'm just saying it's a little premeditated. A little premeditated murder.
All right.